Adams Journal, October 24th, 2287. I'd found it a little odd that the Minuteman was so comfortable allowing me to just walk away with a full suit of power armor that he could have used himself. Now it makes sense. In 2077, fusion cores were available at every corner drugstore, but in 2287, they're a little hard to come by. The suit's core dry, I set out on foot with the faithful Lieutenant Barkley, intent on finding more. Now, in the interests of completeness, I should note that before leaving the refugee group bound for Sanctuary Hills, I spoke with one Mama Murphy, a truly disturbed woman and self-proclaimed seer who hinted, in her drug-addled way, that I might be able to find Sean at Diamond City. Unscientific nonsense, of course. I'm going to Diamond City to rejoin whatever's left of civilization and see if they still know how to make coffee. In the extraordinarily unlikely event that I should actually find my poor little kidnapped freak baby, well, that's a risk I'm willing to take. Before long, my Pip-Boy picked up a radio signal that led me to a group of soldiers claiming to be forward scouts for an organization called the Brotherhood of Steel. Their insistence on being called nonsense like Knights and Paladins doesn't interest me, but their fully fueled and functional power armor very much does. Finally, some science! Their leader, a Paladin Danse, knew of the location of a fusion core that might get my own power armor back up and running. Now, despite his concerns...
Well, look at the Toothpick Man come down here from Toothpick Land. You run out of gas, Toothpick Man? Can't keep your own power armor running, but you think you're tough enough to run with the Brotherhood? You make me want to throw up in my mouth, swallow it, and then throw it up again!
We struck a deal. I help him find a radio part needed to reestablish contact with his superiors, and he helps me find the fusion core, both of them being located in a nearby ArcJet Systems facility. When we got there, however, we found the place overrun with what Danse calls synths, sophisticated androids created by a mysterious organization called the Institute. It seems that someone in this benighted wasteland has actually managed to further the cause of science over the centuries. Unfortunately, said science was intent on murdering me. Well, in circumstances such as these, morality must sometimes give way to practicality. For example, when Danse found himself in a firefight with several synths beneath an abandoned rocket engine, I was forced to consider whether the chances of his being overrun and the creatures murdering me were enough to justify pursuing an expedient but questionable solution. Burn! Burn, you fascist Red Fair reject! Unsure whether he'd survive the blaze, I was somewhat concerned that he might object to my actions strongly. Please be dead, please be dead, please be dead. Oh, please, God, Orange Jesus, please be dead. Instead, I found him not only alive, but surprisingly understanding.
I didn't think you had the stones, Toothpick Man. Have a gun.
Pressing on, I finally made it to Diamond City. Upon entering, I witnessed a man pull a gun on his brother, accusing him of being a synth in disguise. Fortunately, Diamond City security was on hand to defuse the situation through a judicious application of lead to the cranium. But apparently, this sort of thing is all too common around here. Talking to the townsfolk, I found them incredibly paranoid about synth infiltration, despite the fact that the last such confirmed incident was 60 years ago. Silly townsfolk. It's commies you have to worry about. Well, after looking around the town, I accepted local newswoman Piper Wright's request for an interview. Her questions were probing and insightful, cutting right to the bone.
So, how are you feeling?
Peer not into the secret blackness of my heart, devil woman! She asked me about my dealings with the Brotherhood of Steel. They're fascists, you know, and probably commies too, but damn it, they're the only people I've met so far who aren't living like savages. My time in the army? Obedience brings victory, and victory is life. Obedience brings victory, and victory is life. My wife?
She was the mother of my child, and now she's dead.
And my son. I just keep thinking, well, what if it is me? What if something's wrong with my balls? What if they all turn out like that?
But you are planning on having more.
Breed or die, woman. That's the law of nature. After which, she asked to accompany me on my travels. Haha, what a fine day for science!